Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? My name is Ping, live from Melbourne, Australia for Nights with Ping. Good to see everyone. I hope you had a good time with Trish and Dr. Joseph Scott Morgan. How did I forget his name? He's got the best name in the world. Um, he's so interesting. I could listen to him talk like, you know, all night about gruesome things and blood, people being dissected, and it doesn't seem freaky when he talks about it. It seems like it's like really interesting. Um, we're going to talk about Natalee Holloway. We're going to talk about her killer, who today decided to admit to what he's done. And I don't know. I don't take much stock into someone who is consistently lying throughout. Basically, since we've known about him. First she was buried under the gravel, and then she was over here, and now she's in the water. I mean, I know he did a lie detector test about his testimony, but sometimes when people believe their own lies, it's almost like it's real and they can pass those tests. So who knows if he's actually telling the truth or not? It's good to see you all out there. I had to reboot for a couple of seconds. I tried to jump in the live stream, and my camera and microphone just wouldn't turn on. It would turn on, but I didn't have any sound and I didn't have any picture. So I had to reboot very quickly. Sorry about that. And sorry that the people that tuned out, we lost about 8 people. Sorry about that. I know it's late. Let me say hello to everyone who did make it. Judah's here. Hey, Judah. Cheated No More. Hey, my friends. Good to see you. Laura G. Laura T is here as well. Flying DJ. Hey, DJ. Good to see you, buddy. Ashley Higgins. Hey, Ashley Higgins. Good to see you. Kelly in Texas is here. Diane, my friend Diane. Good to see you. I Hate Mornings. Hey, I Hate Mornings. Beth B. How could we not have Beth B here? Beth B is definitely here. Retired RN is here. And Sienna. Sienna sent in a donation the other night, and I didn't get to thank her. Sienna, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think you must have sent it just before we hopped off the air. So this is your thank you from the other night when I did Nights with Ping. I really do appreciate it. Kathy Lynch is here. Hey, Kathy Lynch. Good to see you. And Diana. Hey, Diana. So Diana's always here. Cheryl Huffman, my new friend Cheryl Huffman from Palm Springs. How are you? Emily Narb is here. Blue Moon. Marlene Clausen. Nana Lana. The whole gang's here. Everyone's here. Good to see everyone. Petunia's here as well. Oh, Ashley Higgins says, this is my first official Pingcast. Oh, I'm glad to have you. We've been here a while now. Maybe 2 months we've been on the channel doing different live shows here. Peekaboo Cockatiel. Hey, Peekaboo Cockatiel. How are you? I promise not to out your location this time, okay? I promise. We're not going to tell them which tree you live in, what nest you are. We won't, I promise. Because you are a very secret cockatiel. All right, let's get going. What happened today? Let me set this up and then I'll get the camera on so you can all see my new haircut. Hold on, there we go. Let me just adjust this. All right. No, that's my channel. It tried to play my channel. What are you doing? No, there we go. I don't want to hear myself. Da, da, da. All right, there we go. We're here. Hey guys, good to see you. I'm back on the live. There we go. Yeah, I look a little weird with the new hair, but it's not too bad. At least it's not down to my chest anymore. I think they're talking about dialysis in the chat. Hey, Reby, good to see you. Hey, Paygirl. All right. Natalee Holloway. Almost 2 decades after Natalee Holloway vanished in Aruba, the man long suspected in her death has confessed to killing the Alabama teen in grisly detail, court documents reveal. Jordan Vandersloot's confession was publicized shortly after he pleaded guilty in federal court on Wednesday to extorting and defrauding Holloway's family. He was accused of trying to sell information about the location of Holloway's remains to her mother, Beth, in exchange for $250,000. That's really like every family's missing, like if you have a missing child or a missing family member, it's not just that someone tried to extort you for money. It's the person you suspect killed your daughter is the one trying to extort you for money. How much of a low life piece of crap do you have to be to do this? I think that says everything about his character if we didn't know already. It says here, it's over. Jordan Vandersloot is no longer the suspect in my daughter's murder. He is the killer, Beth Holloway said on Wednesday. After 18 years, Natalie's case is solved, she said. He gave a proffer in which he finally confessed to killing Natalie. In a proffer, a defendant offers information they know about a crime, often as part of a plea deal. Vandersloot, 36, admitted to killing the teen with a cinder block on a Aruban beach after she rejected his sexual advances, according to a transcript of an interview with his attorney. This seems to be a very common thing with him and some other males who can't seem to register in their head that a woman might not want them. It's troubling. I mean, he should never be a free man again because I guarantee you there'd probably be another dead woman somewhere within about a couple of years. Vandersloot said Holloway kneed him in the crotch after he tried feeling her up, and he responded by kicking her in the face and bludgeoning her with a cinder block. He then decided to push her off into the ocean, according to the transcript. Holloway's body has never been found. In 2012, an Alabama judge signed an order declaring her legally dead. The deaths of Holloway in 2005 and Stephanie Flores, a Peruvian woman, in 2010, whom Vandersloot previously admitted to killing, prompted Judge Anna Manasco to sentence Vandersloot to 20 years on federal charges. She says, I have considered your confession to the brutal murder of Natalee Holloway. You have brutally murdered in separate incidents years apart two beautiful women who refused your sexual advances. After reading Vandersloot's proffer, the judge said Holloway's body would never be found. Vandersloot had been arrested multiple times in connection with Holloway's death. He was subsequently released by Aruban authorities who cited a lack of direct evidence. He's currently serving a 28-year prison sentence in Peru for the 2010 murder of Flores. In 2021, Vandersloot was convicted of trafficking cocaine into his prison and was sentenced to an additional 18 years in Peru. Because Peruvian law prohibits sentences from exceeding a total of 35 years unless given a life sentence, the defendant is currently scheduled for release from prison in Peru on or about June 10th, 2045, 35 years after his original arrest in Peru. Basically, the court document states that. So I wonder if he figured out it didn't matter what he confessed to. One, statute of limitations for certain things had run out, but two, he somehow found out about this law where you cannot serve more than 35 years. So he probably got some legal advice and was told, look, you're going to get out of here in 35 years, or 35 years. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. That's a very dangerous thing, isn't it? If every prisoner in the Peruvian system knows about this kind of thing and they're sort of around that 30-year mark, you would think that they might cause a lot of trouble in the prison system, although they have a chance to be sentenced to life, I guess. But I wonder if that causes any issues. It says here, but Peruvian officials allowed his temporary release to the US in June to face the extortion and wire fraud charges. Here's a photo of him. What a stunning example of human genetics. I mean, who or what woman could ever resist that? I mean, it's just stunning. I mean, yeah, just awful human being this guy is. It just seems like he was just wanted to hurt women. That's what it seems like. I don't think he ever wanted love from a woman. I just think he wanted to hurt women. It says here, Vandersloot was expected to return to Peru to finish his murder sentence in the Flores case before returning to the US to serve time for the federal charges. So if he does that, he'll serve 2045 and then another 20 years in prison in the US. Could be like in his 70s by the time he gets out. He will be an old man. It doesn't matter how it happens, as long as he gets the years behind the bars and probably dies there. I guess is justice served in a way. It says here, but Wednesday's plea agreement says his 20 years U.S. federal sentence will be served concurrently with. Oh, wait, I just screwed myself over. There we go. Concurrently in Peru with, in other words, it appears unlikely Vandersloot will return to the U.S. to serve prison time. Ping, how did you miss that? I think that's wrong. I know there's statues and this and that, but it's almost like he just gets 2 for 1. It's like, oh, I killed two women, and I get to only go to jail for 1. He's like he got a 2 for 1 deal at the grocery store. So it's awful. 18 years mystery and misery. Hold on, I just want to see what you guys have to say. Hold on. Danny Mitchell says, yes, Ping, that's why lifers are so dangerous for corrections officers. I bet, right? Danny Mitchell says, I admired Mrs. Holloway. Yeah, she's really a like pillar of strength. She really is, her mum. Cheryl Huffman says, Ping, huh? If you want me to repeat something, I will. Just let me know what it was. Just trying to see something. Judah says, yes, Ping, awful. Marlene Clausen said, did he get married in prison? I'm not sure. We can look that up. Gia says the concurrent is BS. Yeah, I don't understand how you can run a sentence concurrent across 2 different continents or 2 different countries. To me, that's wrong. He should have to serve 35 years in Peru, and then when he's released, he goes to the US and serves his however many years he got for the fraud charges. And that, he'll be an old man. And then no one has to worry about him going anywhere near their daughters ever again. But it looks like he may get out when if it's 2045, he'll be still in his early 50s? Something like that? He'll still be sort of a, middle-aged man. It says here, 18 years of mystery and misery. Holloway was visiting Aruba on a high school graduation trip when she vanished in 2005. Now, today in the media, they said, oh, he says he's a changed man and all this. I mean, I know that we're all different people from 2005. I am. I'm not the same person I was in 2005. I'm sure you're not the same people you were in 2005. But I don't think murderers operate like that. I don't think they become good people or something. I think if you've had that in you to kill someone, you are probably going to have that for the rest of your life, especially 2 women a few years apart. I don't think that shows any signs of mental maturity or, you know, decisions not to kill. It doesn't make any sense to me. But it says here, the 18-year-old was last seen leaving a nightclub with Vandersloot and 2 other men, brothers Deepak and Satish Kalo. The 3 men were arrested in 2005 but were released due to insufficient evidence. They were rearrested and charged in 2007 for the involvement in the voluntary manslaughter of Natalee Holloway or causing serious bodily harm to Natalee Holloway, resulting in her death, Aruban prosecutors said at the time. But a few weeks later, an Aruban judge ordered Vandersloot's release, citing lack of direct evidence that Holloway died from a violent crime or that Vandersloot was involved in such a crime. Geez, the Calote brothers were also released. Geez, it's just seems like missteps all over the place in trying to get justice for Natalee Holloway. It says here, why Vandersloot was charged in the U.S. While U.S. officials don't have jurisdiction over criminal investigations in Aruba, a federal grand jury in Alabama indicted Vandersloot for an alleged plot to sell information about Holloway's remains to her family. According to the indictment, Vandersloot's scheme took place between March and May 2010. He was indicted in June 2010 on charges of extortion and wire fraud. In the weeks between the extortion and the indictment, Vandersloot killed 21-year-old Flores on May 30th, 2010 in his hotel room in Peru. I remember when this happened and this all came out, and you just went, again? Like, you knew this guy was involved in some sort of you know, another missing woman, and you're surprised that another one happened in his care. it just seemed like missteps all over the place by authorities over there, authorities over here, just all over the shop, really, when people knew he was a dangerous guy. Uh, Emily Nobb says he's a serial killer, my theory. Is he a serial killer if he killed the two women? He killed two women. I guess he is. I would say so. I guess he is. He maybe have killed more people we don't know about. It could be. DJ says he will finish the murder sentence in Peru, where his wife, Lady Figueroa, and their daughter Dushi reside. Is that how you pronounce that name? Dushi or Dashi? You'd have to tell me. Ashley Higgins says, Ping, I guarantee there are more that's not linked to him yet. You would think with how many years he lived overseas and on different islands and places like Aruba and stuff. Yeah, guaranteed. There would have to be. Yes, I think more victims. We might find out, similar to what's happening with Rex Heuermann, how they're sort of now being able to backtrack through his life and look for different, connections. They might do that now with him. Tony Mitchell says douchey, name for her dad. Yeah, that sounds about right. It is a weird spelling. It's Duschie. I don't know how you would pronounce that in a different accent, but oh, Kathy Lynch says, "Okay, you just now went live for me. Is there something wrong on my end?" No, sometimes when people go live before the clock runs out, you will have to refresh to see it. It's just a weird glitch in the YouTube system, unfortunately. It's not much I can do about it. But if you see people talking and talking to me and stuff, you know I'm live. Ashley Higgins. Oh, she just said I guarantee there's more. Yep, I agree. Give me 1 second. I just want to find a little video from today because, you know, me and my thick Spanish accent, some people don't understand what I'm saying. So hold on. It's hard to live life with such a heavy accent. All right, hold on. Maybe we can use this one. All right, give me 2 seconds, guys, and I'll get myself here.
This is WVTM 13. Breaking news is happening right now.
Our never-ending nightmare had to end, and we are so grateful that we can say that today, that it is over.
After nearly 20 years of not knowing what happened to her daughter, Beth Holloway finally has an answer. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Sherry Falk.
And I'm Brittany Decker. After 18 years of closure to a nightmare, Joran Sloot confessed to killing Natalee Holloway in 2005, and he didn't hold back the details.
WVTM 13's Magdala Lusant has been downtown at the federal courthouse all day long. And Magdala, I know Lisa is joining you, and she just sat down with Beth Holloway.
Yes, she did, Sherry and Brittany. And Lisa, what did Beth Holloway have to say?
She's such an amazing woman, real warrior mom. It felt like over those 18 years, many times she was the only one pushing hard for answers as to what happened to her daughter. And as you said, she got those today. When I talked to her just a short time ago, we sat down and had a conversation about this. And she said it comes as a relief because in the end, she got what she wanted.
Over the years, not only have you had to deal with your own grief, but you were, desperate for answers. We had this main suspect. And in the meantime, while you pushed and pushed, another young woman died. That must be devastating for you, as hard as you were trying to get him put away.
Yes, because in 2005, I knew that he was responsible for her disappearance. I did not know that, of course, anything that we know today, but I knew that he was definitely involved in her demise of her one way or the other. So that was in 05. Aruba let him go. 2010, I had him. Aruba let him go freely to Peru and bludgeon a second young girl to death. So I'm thinking, I did everything I could in 05 and 2010 to stop him, but Aruba did nothing besides be complicit with him and let him go. So, you know, that's why I feel like I can live with my decision that I got the answers that I wanted, even though, yes, it came with a plea agreement, but I did everything I knew to do to stop him in the beginning.
You got the confession that you wanted. You know now what he says happened. And does it give you what you thought it would?
It gives me more than what I thought I was going to have. And I never thought about it just being over, because there's been so many rabbit holes. I mean, they were just like a sea of rabbit holes, swirling theories. And I was into all of them because we didn't have anything. And I think we just began chasing these, running down these rabbit holes repeatedly. So it's nice to, it's over. It's stopped.
Yeah, one of the things she said was that it's time to put this behind her. She's obviously never going to forget Natalie, and that she always is a part of their family. But it's time now to enjoy her grandchildren. She has 2, and to start looking more towards the future.
That's good. And we're happy for her that she has reached this point. But it was today this federal judge who sentenced Joran van der Sloot to 20 years in prison. He'll have to go back to Peru, where he's serving a 28-year sentence for murdering a college student back in 2010. Now, the sentence handed down today will.
Sorry, I just have to jump in. You guys know why. I think it's a very interesting interview they were able to get with her mother so quickly. And when you listen to her about the rabbit holes, us are in true crime that have followed the story since she went missing, you think we got confused or frustrated? Imagine being her mother. So this is courtesy of WVTM 13 NBC News, and I'll get you back to it.
Will run concurrently with the one from Peru, as we have already mentioned. Now, John Packey is here now. You were inside the courtroom this morning. You saw Beth Holloway. You saw her father, Dave. What did you experience in there?
Well, it was like Beth said earlier. Today was a day that the nightmare that they've been living with, this never-ending nightmare, is over because of what transpired in the courtroom this morning. Joran van der Sloot actually pleading guilty to selling a false story about her whereabouts back in 2010, and now confessing ultimately what happened to her on that fateful night back in 2005. Well, during this morning's hour-long plea hearing and sentencing, van der Sloot admitted he, in fact, lied to Beth Holloway about her daughter's fate back in 2010. The Dutch national was the last person seen with Natalie in Aruba in May of 2005. Well, as part of his plea agreement, van der Sloot agreed to tell prosecutors and at the FBI everything he knew about the 18-year-old Mountain Brook native's death. During a recorded interview with his attorney, van der Sloot described how he and Natalie were laying on the beach when she refused his sexual advances. He goes on to say, when she knees me in the crotch, I get up on the beach and I kick her extremely hard in the face. These are his words. He goes on to confess, I see a huge cinder block laying on the beach. I take this, I smash her head in with it completely. He also describes how he disposed of her body. We'll have more details about that coming up at 6.
Okay, and so I have a question for you, John. Joran van der Sloot changed his story multiple times about what happened to Natalie. So what about this confession makes it different?
Well, for one, they actually said in court today that he passed a polygraph test that was administered by FBI agents. And also, a prosecutor said that federal investigators went to great lengths, a very thorough investigation to check out what he said, and they could not find any credible evidence to discredit his account of what happened on that day in 2005. So basically, they believe this is the closest thing to the truth that can be uncovered.
Okay. And a lot of Beth Holloway's friends mentioned that same thing, that this is the closest to the truth they will get to. Some of them out here in support of the Holloway family.
The closest they think they will get to the truth. Let's hear it straight from the donkey's mouth. I'm going to stop that one and we're going to listen to this one. Hold on, let me get it set up. Straight from the mouth of this guy.
Plus, she asked to go back to her hotel, but I was just trying to get dropped off a little bit further away from her hotel, so we could walk back to her hotel, and I might still get a chance to be with her.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for.
Okay. So what happens?
Yeah, Deepak drops me off at a place a little right of the Marriott hotel known as the Fisherman's Huts. This place is not so far from, the next hotel is the Marriott, and the next hotel after that is another Marriott, which is a timeshare, and then it's the Holiday Inn. Well, we walk along the beach.
All right. Do Deepak and Satish get out? Come with what happens to them?
Deepak and Satish leave. They leave. They go back to their home. I assume they go back to their home. They get in their car and they leave. I'm actually with Natalie walking along the beach. I find a space before we get to the Marriott hotel, where I lay her down. We lay down together in the sand, and we start kissing each other. I get her to kiss me again. We start kissing each other, and I start feeling her up again, and she tells me no. She tells me she doesn't want me to feel her up. I insist. I keep feeling her up either way. And she knees me. She ends up kneeing me in the crotch. When she knees me in the crotch, I get up on the beach and I kick her extremely hard in the face. Yeah, she's laying down unconscious, possibly even dead, but definitely unconscious. And I see right next to her there's a huge cinder block laying on the beach.
When you say cinder block, looking at the walls of this place, is it like those?
The exact same cinder blocks. I see a huge cinder block laying on the beach. I take this and I smash her head in with it completely. Her face basically, collapses in. Even though it's dark, I can see her face is collapsed in. Afterwards, I don't exactly know what. I'm scared. I don't know what to do, and I I decide to take her and to put her into the ocean. So I grab her and I half pull and half walk with her into the ocean. I push her off. I walk up to about my knees into the ocean, and I push her off into the sea.
Sorry, I'm just going to stop it there. Does anyone else just get BS with hearing him talk about that? I do. We've seen that before where people have tried to dispose of bodies that way, like dragging them into the shallows and then like pushing them out, and the tide will almost always bring them back in. And I find that very weird that if this is exactly what happened, how come Natalie's remains were never washed back ashore? Anything, an arm, a leg, something, yet they don't have any trace of her. That's why when I listen to this audio, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't give him a lot of credit for anything he's saying. All right, let's listen to the last few seconds.
And after that, I get out. I walk home.
All right, that was it. That's the excerpt that they had. I'll read out where this came from. It came from our friends at WVTM13 NBC News. I will post a link in the chat, And I'll leave a link in the description. You know, we try to do things the fair way. If we're borrowing content from people, we at least provide the link so that you can give them a click later on and watch it on their site. I think that's the fair way of doing it. Let's read what you have to say. Marilyn Landis says, my thoughts exactly. Cheryl Huffman says, yup, but what does that mean, put her in the ocean? So when I hear him describe what he reckons he did, to me it sounds like he walked or dragged her into the water and had her in his arms because she would have floated a little bit from human buoyancy. And I feel like he had her and walked her out into the deeper chest high water and then kind of pushed her into the deeper water. But I don't know. Look, I'm not a marine water body expert, but just something about that doesn't seem right. I've actually read about other cases where people have tried this, even tried it with bodies that have been weighed down, and they've floated back to shore after like 3 days. So, yeah, retired RN says if it gives her mum comfort, basically that would do it. Whatever allows her mum to sleep at night now, that's fine. I mean, if she's happy with the sentence and that he's not going to be a free man for a long time, then we have to respect that as well. But I was just doing it for my, my own kind of mind. That's the way my mind was thinking. But yeah, she says, retire and says, if it gives her mum comfort, not sure it would for me. I mean, she's probably tired. She's been doing this, 18 years, looking for her daughter, trying to get her daughter's killer to be held accountable for her daughter's death. It almost seems like the second woman he killed, their family got justice much quicker than she ever did. She had to wait almost 20 years to see anything until today. So, whatever makes her life a little better, then that's fine. It's not for us to judge. I Hate Morning says, I'm just glad Natalie's mum received comfort from this. I don't know if he and his dad use the boat if she's really in the ocean. Yeah, something about his confession just sounds like covering. I reckon he probably had help. He probably bashed her face in. I believe that's probably true. But I believe what he did next, he probably had help. Someone, maybe those friends of his or someone else, his dad, who knows. But someone probably helped him to get her out deeper into the water so her body wouldn't come back. Because if he just walked her in waist height, I'm sure I've seen scientific shows where they've tried to demonstrate how difficult it is to get rid of a body in that way. Where if you try and just walk it out into the shallows, it will eventually float. They did it. What was that? There was a woman who died in the UK, and they actually did this experiment with a pig, I think. And they did it to show that she was probably killed in this one location and then she drifted back to shore because of the tides. So maybe I would want to see forensic police reenact that somehow to show that it is possible to get a body to go out rather than come back in. But that's just my crazy true crime, don't believe anyone mind. Melmax says, bodies want to float unless there's holes in and out to keep from floating or they are weighed down. Exactly. Candy Williams says, the two Calpo, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Calpo brothers helped him, didn't they? Yeah, that's what I would think. I Hate Morning says, yes, we probably heard a sanitized version of what happened. I agree. Marilyn Landers says, I always thought his dad had a connection to get a boat. Yeah, possibly. There's something there, but maybe it's just gone on so long that this is the truth that we're going to live with regarding Natalie. And that's, if her family accepts it, then maybe we should too. As long as this guy gets to stay in jail, I guess that's all that matters. Gambler says, regarding Vandersloot, if he's a serial killer, I listened to a video Pat did earlier. She said he's a psychopath. He killed when he couldn't get what he wanted. Yeah, he definitely has that no emotional regulation. So when a woman says, I don't want to have sex, I'm cool making out or whatever, but I don't want to have sex tonight. He's just like, yeah, let me beat your face in because I can't control my emotions. He definitely seems to have something like that with him. Moonlight View says, this loss and tragedy gave her a reason to live. She was relentless in seeking justice. Beth Holloway. Yeah, very much. She reminds me of uh you know Trisha's friend, Adam's dad. Is it Adam? No. Sorry, I'm getting two people confused. But Trisha's friend who runs the charity, the kids charity, he's very much like that too. Very stoic and a Terminator, and like will do anything to save children and stuff like that. It reminds me of Beth's mom a little bit. Cheated No More says, Lacey Peterson, how was she weighed down? That only worked for so long until part of her and Connor broke off and floated up. Exactly, Cheated No More. Yeah, Mark Class. That's it. Sorry, I was having a mental blank. Seen Mark like 100 times with Trish, and I don't know how I forgot that. Maybe I'm getting old, people. I'm getting Alzheimer's probably. It's from all the live streaming. No, I'm just kidding. It's not funny, Ping. Don't tell jokes about Alzheimer's. All right, give me 2 seconds. I want to see if we have one more little bit to help with this. Says here, this is the bit that got me in his confession too. It said here like he was scared. What do you mean you're scared? You just beat a woman's face in and you're scared? What about the woman you just attacked? Do you think she's scared? If you didn't do anything, no one has to be scared. The only person that should have been scared that night was Natalie. What a weirdo. Like, I'm scared. Freaking hell. Just scared of the repercussions of your own actions, buddy. That's it. Alright. 1 second. 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm Steve Lookner, breaking news. Alright, hold on. I mean, I love Steve. I love his show, and I don't mean to make fun of him. I find him highly entertaining. All right, that's probably going to do it for Natalee Holloway tonight. But it's good news in some ways. In some ways, it's more confusing, but it's good that we have a resolution to this, and we'll probably find out more as it goes along. And he feels more comfortable now that he knows what his sentence is and how long he's going to be in jail. He may slip up and give out more information about what happened to Natalie. At least I hope so. Now, I wanted to talk about something interesting. A few weeks ago, I told you about a man who fell from a building here around the corner from my house, and he fell into the concrete, if you guys remember. Hold on. G. Rosha, L. You handing me an L? You handing me an L, buddy? Hold on. Get the fuck out of my chat. Yeah. You take the L and you go away. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. Mel Mac, I just arrived late, only 39 likes. Come on and share a like and a thumbs up for Ping. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry about the swearing. I don't swear that often. Except for when people come in and say shit like that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was telling you about a guy who fell from a balcony near my house. And what I didn't realize is there was a shooting connected to this not long ago, like a week ago, in almost the same location. The guy had his car stolen, and he was almost killed with a gun. And they dumped him. He copped a gunshot, and they dumped him around the corner from my home. like a street away about a week ago. And I was so surprised because I was like, I didn't hear anything of this. I heard the helicopters and stuff like that. But give me 1 second and yeah, actually, I'll do that in a second. I want to address this. Where is it? Where is it? Here. Nana Lana says, Ping, jury trial said in Trisha's show that Haley Cummings was found. Can you look the article up? I had a look when Trish was on the air and she was talking about it with jury trial, and I couldn't find anything about. Maybe it just hasn't been published yet, or am I going mental? Hold on. Let me see. I think her name is a different spelling though, is that right? Haley Cummings? No, that's a porn star. We don't want that. No, we don't want a porn star. Hold on. Is it spelled differently? No, that's the little girl. Haley Cummings, the little girl, is spelled Haleigh. And then the other one, if someone can give me the correct spelling, that would help. If someone can give me the correct spelling of her first name, it would help a lot because I can't remember how her one is spelled. Is it Hayllee? Or is it a different? I know they got two different spellings between the both of them. Missing teen. Munchie police say Haley Cummings was last seen Wednesday at Montana Man. Yeah. But when I look up here, there's no article for her being found. Cannot find anything about. Maybe it just hasn't broken yet on the net or something like that. Yeah, I really cannot find anything yet. Maybe Jury File gave us the break of the century on this case being resolved because I can't find anything about her. Hey Woos, what did you say? Woo says, I went to buy a new vacuum cleaner, a new Dyson. Okay, they are very cool vacuum cleaners. I hope you picked up a nice one. I'll have a quick look, guys, but Haley Cummings update? Yeah, there's really nothing. Oh, maybe I'll type her hometown. What? Misty Crosley? Who's that? Let me try her hometown. Her hometown. You would think it would be on the Munchie Police Department's website, right? Their Facebook. If it was, because they're the ones who were covering it. Let's have a look at their Facebook. It says you must be logged in to continue. Damn you, Facebook. No, okay, it won't let me. Do they have something else? A Twitter? Let's have a look. All right, let's have a look. They do have a Twitter page. And their last post was in 2019. So, okay, that's not going to be a source of information. I'll check Twitter, guys, but give me... I think I did, yeah, Haley... Oh, yes, here, the Aware Foundation. It just doesn't look like there's any articles or anything, but I can show you this. Here, the Aware Foundation. I've worked with them in the past. They're great people. They say, great news. Haley Cummings, missing August 2022, has been located and is safe. Thank you for your help. But that's it. That's all there really is. Maybe we're going to get articles tomorrow or something like that. There's just not, there's no information. Maybe they're waiting for a police press conference. That tends to happen sometimes. But you would have thought this would be everywhere, like all over the net. Oh, Laura G says she sent me a DM. Okay, let me change my settings first so people don't read all the gossip that we talk about, okay? We don't talk about gossip, I promise. Yeah, the Aware Foundation. We found it at the same time, Laura G. It's so funny. We found it at the exact same time. Yeah, there's nothing. That's it. If we get a police press conference tomorrow, I will cover Haley's, like, the press conference and new information, and we may even stream it on this channel, that type of stuff. But I won't do that until we have more information, because otherwise, what's the point in covering it? But it's good that she's found, and hopefully she's healthy and it's fine. Cheated No More says, the Natalee Holloway case is one of the first cases that really caught my attention. Also, the killer duo Charles Ng and Leo Lake. Oh my god. We have spoke about Leo Lake before. I've done shows on it, shown photos and video and stuff like that. Brutal. Ping, is there info on the 2 missing girls? The 2 missing girls I spoke about from Australia? No, I haven't heard anything about the 2 little ones that were missing from here. Oh, Diane Marie says, Ping, they said they aren't making any statements at the, as mum. Her mum says they're not making any statements. Okay. Gambler says, Ping, I think you've talked about Mayor Millette's case. I read tonight Larry's lawyer wanted off the case for non-payment. It was granted. New lawyers mean trial pushed back to January to August in 2024. Damn. That's brutal. Get so many pushbacks on legal cases. That's a shame. Yeah, we did speak about Mayor a while ago. Let me see what you guys have to say. Yeah, Kathy Lynch says she's going to start a swear jar for me. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I just don't like when people come in and act stupid for no reason. All right, hold on. All right, let me show you this thing about the shooting in where I live. Give me 2 seconds and I'll find it for you. All right. See, it says here, man found with gunshot wound on Hyatt Street in Melbourne. This is literally like 2 streets away from me. And it all started at, I believe, here or somewhere else. And he was shot trying to carjack someone's car or something like that. We'll read. It says a man has been found with a gunshot injury on a Melbourne street soon after 3 people. On a Melbourne street soon after 3 people loitering in a car park threatened someone with a gun. The 3 people were disturbed by a resident as they tried to enter storage units at a residence on Jameson Street in Cheltenham about 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. Jameson Street is where that guy fell from the balcony and they reckon he was pushed or something like that a couple of months ago, and they arrested a man and a woman over it. Same street. It's only a tiny street. It's literally 100 meters long. What's that, like, I don't know, 200 yards or something. It's tiny. It's the littlest street. It's not even very long. It's funny. Yeah, so they were trying to get into storage lockers underneath apartments, and they disturbed by a resident there. The man allegedly produced a firearm. However, no shots were fired, and the men drove off in a grey vehicle. About 20 minutes later, a man was found with a suspected gunshot injury on Dennis Street in Hyatt and taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The grey vehicle was found on Rimmer Street, Cheltenham, just before 6 p.m., and a 41-year-old Cranbourne man was arrested nearby. He is assisting police with inquiries while another man remains outstanding. Police are investigating both incidents and have urged anyone with information to contact them. Now, Hyatt is really not very far from the Cheltenham location, Jameson Street. The street that we're talking about in Hyatt is only about a 2-minute drive away. It's really, really close. So this is all my local area. It's just weird that it's all revolving around Jameson Street in Cheltenham, which I find concerning because I live here. It's there's been a lot of interesting, weird crime going on here lately, and there's actually a website called like the Citizens Group or something like that, and they've been posting a lot of it, and that's how I found out about the shooting. I heard the coppers, and I heard the sirens and the helicopters in the sky, but I just put it down to because we live near an airport. I was like, oh, it's just airport noise, but nope, someone actually got shot near my house. So I thought I'd show you that because we did talk about the guy who fell from the balcony not long ago. I don't think they ever had a resolution to that either, with that man who was found after dropping, what was it, like three-story drop and landed on his legs. Hold on. Hold on. My voice. It's Chad Daybell. He's taking my voice. My voice just dries out because I talk too much. Let me see what you have to say. Woo says, stay safe, Ping. Woo also says, I love Blue. They say they're assisting police with inquiries. Okay. Mel Max says, hey, Ping, random question. What did you say mainstream news? I can't see. Hold on. I'll have to put it up on the screen. What mainstream news sources do you trust there? So, in Australia, we don't have very many news sources. We have basically two. News Corp and is it the Herald? They're basically run by two different companies, I think, and they basically cover all our news down here. The way the news works here, you have like the company who runs The Age and the company who runs The Herald, and they're news.com.au. Mostly I get my news from police sources. Sometimes Channel 7 has pretty good crime news as well. Local community groups have pretty good, they know what's going on around around the suburbs. But it's mostly a mixture of mainstream news. 7, 9, and 10's not that great anymore, but 7 and 9, ABC, news.com.au, that type of thing. Cheater No More says Chad in his portal gets around. It does. He's trying to steal my voice. Melmac, if you want to read Australian news and not pay any money, 7news.com, like the one I have on the screen, and news.com.au are probably the two easiest. That and maybe abc.net.au are probably the two. Ah, I Hate Morning says, yes, it was on a TV station I follow. Very interesting. Oh, is it? Hold on. Gambler says, what happened to... Alright, we can have a look. Oh, I see. It's really long though, guys. What time is it? We might have time. There's a 30-second littler one that I'd prefer to play. The other one's 31 minutes and 50 seconds, Gambler. Oh, there's an 11-minute one. Alright, hold on. Let's see if I can get this to play. Sometimes it will, sometimes it will not. So this is a jailhouse interview of Mayor Millette. So the man accused of killing his wife. This is the interview. So let's have a quick look. on Gambler's case. All right, then I'm going to fix my voice. Hold on.
I do think the average person would have to believe an extraordinary set of circumstances to believe you. Why should we?
Because it's the truth, and I don't know.
Well, for the first time since his arrest, a Chula Vista father of 3 is speaking about his wife's disappearance. Welcome to the NBC7 News at 6. I'm Mark Mullen.
I'm Catherine Garcia. Thanks for being with us. Come January, Larry Millette's life will rest in the hands of 12 men and women. He is charged with murder in the first degree. He has pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors say Larry killed his wife, Maya, inside their home while their children were present.
Police have never found a body. He spoke exclusively with NBC7 Investigates reporter Alexis Rivas.
I interviewed Larry twice. The first time, we were in the normal visitation room using a landline phone separated by glass. That audio is harder to hear. Then a few weeks later, the sheriff's department allowed us a rare opportunity to interview Larry again, but this time in the same room without a glass divider. Larry agreed. No questions were off limits. But he didn't want to show his entire face, saying he was nervous and he feared his facial expressions might be used against him by the prosecution. This is Maya. Family, friends, coworkers, even strangers say she was talented, ambitious, outgoing, adventurous, but above all, an adoring mother of her 3 young children. Until 2 years ago, when Maya vanished after walking inside of her home in Chula Vista on a Thursday afternoon, just 2 days before her daughter's birthday.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To continue, press 1. You may start the conversation now.
What did you love about Maya?
She's kind, beautiful, very intelligent.
She's been my best friend since we were 15, and we just get along. Over 20 years together. So I love her and I love her still.
High school sweethearts, Larry and Maya married when she was 18. And he says he still hopes Maya will come back home.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make her happy. And if it takes 5, 10, 15 years, I could wait.
She didn't want anything to do with him anymore.
But in court, family and friends testified the Millette's marriage was on thin ice. In fact, Maya and Larry separated for several weeks the year before she vanished.
She said that when Larry gets angry, he would punch the wall.
Through tears, she said, "I'm afraid that Larry will hurt the kids to hurt me."
They were never going to be divorced, and he made sure that that happened.
We heard days of testimony from your friends, your family members saying this was a rocky marriage. You were fighting a lot. You had separated for some time. There's infidelity on Maya's part. Why didn't you just let her go?
It's, I don't want to, marriage is sacred. And, I'm trying to keep our family together.
Did something happen in the heat of the moment?
No comment. At first, Larry said that a lot, saying he didn't want to jeopardize his defense at trial.
I don't even want to say anything, about that stuff. But the allegations are outrageous.
Why would you say they're outrageous?
Again, I just don't want to go into detail. Because my words can be twisted.
What was the last interaction you had with Maya before she vanished?
I just don't want to comment about that.
So where do you think Maya is now?
No comment, ma'am. It's just, I have speculations, but it'll come out during the trial.
I know you've told me you think she's still alive. Is that still true?
Yes, ma'am. But I'm kind of the guy that's like, pray for the best, pray for the worst.
Something I keep coming back to, as I think if Maya's still alive, how did she manage?
All right, just have to pause it for a second. This is from NBC7 San Diego. Courtesy of them, I will put a link in the description and the chat so you can give them a click and share the love with them if you want to watch it later on. All right, let's watch the rest of it.
Managed to leave your home without being seen. We have the surveillance video of the last time Maya seen coming home that afternoon. How is it possible for her to have left your home without any video, any evidence, anyone seeing her?
That'll be coming out during the trial. There's ways, but we don't want to divulge that information because the DA can use this.
Well, even if you can explain how that's possible, how she leaves the home, if she's still alive, how do you explain no financial transactions, no cell phone activity, no evidence of life?
Again, that'll come out during the trial. There's there's speculations that the defense has, and I'll just leave it up to the trial to when that stuff comes out.
Where did you go for 12 hours with your cell phone turned off the day after Maya vanished?
Again, I'd rather not answer that question.
A detective testified Larry told him he took his son to Torrey Pines. But lifeguards told police they didn't remember seeing Larry or his son that day. And beach parking lot cameras didn't spot the SUV. Police say they downloaded data from the SUV. While it didn't record the location throughout the day, investigators found someone entered the Milliettes' home address into the vehicle navigation system at 3:29 p.m. That's 2.5 hours before Larry and his son returned home, suggesting they may have been coming from someplace significantly farther than Torrey Pines.
If you didn't go there, where did you go?
Larry explained, where my son and I went and the reason why. So, them trying to argue that is ridiculous.
Why did you turn your phone off? Something detectives say you rarely did.
No, trust me. During trial, they'll come out. It's not that reason.
We have a huge file of video showing the hundreds of people that search for your wife every weekend off of hiking trails and open fields. For some moment, it kind of felt like all of San Diego County was searching for Maya. You weren't. Where were you?
Trust me, the main reason I didn't go where I was getting death threats from almost instantly after the situation, and we were doing our own thing, but it wasn't like in the limelight, So again, I don't want to answer that question.
If it was my boyfriend that went missing, I would lose my mind and I would be out there desperate to find him. And why don't I feel that from you?
I shed tears in private, Again, see, I didn't want to say that because I don't want to embarrass or humiliate our children, because this stuff stays out there, and to hurt someone, they usually use your weaknesses against you. So, not just because I'm not weeping or crying in public or on camera doesn't mean that I'm not human and I don't have feelings. You know what I mean?
When Larry goes on trial, 12 San Diego jurors will have to decide if he is guilty of murder in the first degree.
Will you take the stand in your own defense?
If I'm advised to, I'm not even sure if that's advisable, but I'm just going off what the the advice of counsel, because
The guy flips and flops more than a politician. It's really bad. I mean, he's just like, oh, I can't tell you, blah, blah, blah. It's always a evasive answer. Laura G says, I'm going to head out. Thanks for the great show, Ping. Good night, Laura G. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. Muffin, where are you going? Hey. I don't know where he's off to. Yes, okay. Actually, let's stop this here. I'm going to provide the link in the chat. You guys can watch the rest of it later from NBC News 7 San Diego. Here is the link to this video. And hold on, let me fix my camera. Hey guys, we're back. So May Millette is a Filipino-American woman who disappeared on January 7th, 2021 in Chula Vista, California. The police investigation into her disappearance is ongoing. On January 7, 2021, Millette was last seen at the family house around 5 o'clock p.m. She had called a divorce attorney earlier that day. I hope you guys remember that we spoke about her. The following day, Larry was observed on video backing their black Lexus GX 460 into a position where the rear of the vehicle could not be seen on camera. Larry claimed he drove the Lexus to Solana Beach with one of their children that day. The vehicle was later impounded by Chula Vista Police Department. Maya's relatives came to check on her on January 8th, but were told by Larry that she had remained locked in a room by herself since the previous day. When they returned the following morning and insisted Larry open the door, they found the room empty with no sign of her. Millette's sister, Maricris, then filed a police missing persons report with Chula Vista Police Department. On January 9th, Larry spoke to a neighbor saying that he took the Lexus to Anza Borrego Desert State Park and asked the neighbor to detail the vehicle. Millette is presumed to be dead. On January 13th, 2021, volunteers searching Mount San Miguel Park for Millette. On January 23rd, 2021, investigators conducted a search warrant at Millette's home, searching for any clues or any evidence that would point to the cause of her disappearance or whereabouts. In January, Maya's relatives hired a private investigator to assist in finding her. On January 5th, 2021, the Chula Vista Police Department and Millette's family held a briefing to encourage the public to continue to look for her. Skeletal remains were found in Orange County that were thought to be Millette's remains, but this were proven to be false, and the remains were said to be that of a male. Later on, the remains were proven to be animal bones. Additional searches for Maya were conducted by volunteers in February at the Glamis Sand Dunes, and in March near Lower Oti Lake, and in May in National City and at an abandoned golf course in Chula Vista. They've done a lot of searching. In July, at an event celebrating Filipino-American Friendship Day, an effort was made to increase awareness of the continued search for Maya. In October, searches were conducted near Salton Sea, Fish Creek, and Glamis. Up until his arrest in late October, Larry Millette had not participated in any of the searches. In early November, searchers returned to Glamis Sand Dunes, and the area of Imperial Gables were also searched in November. Searches for Maya continued to occur weekly through December, and on the 8th of January 2022, a prayer vigil was held commemorating a year of Maya Millette being missing. Searches continued in January, including the use of ground-penetrating drones. Searches for Maya continued into 2022, with searches occurring at least until August and September. There you go. So they've done a bunch of searching for that poor woman. All sorts of different stuff. Gambler says, remember the spells he paid for? Yeah, I do. I mean, this case is, I think we can all see where it's heading. A woman in a dangerous part of her life looking for a divorce goes missing. What more can you connect the dots there? That's all it is, We've seen this story before. That's all I'm going to say. All right, 1 minute, and then we're going to close up for the night. Hold on. All right, had to fix the microphone. Kazatia says he doesn't convince me. Nope. Mel Max says red flag. You think when spouses don't help looking? 100%. 100%. It says to me that you already know where she is, so why would you bother going to search? And yeah, just it's not a good look. Even if that person has that mentality of, oh, everyone hates me because everyone thinks I killed my wife, so I don't want to go search for her because then everyone's going to be mean to me. Put on your big boy balls and go search for your wife because she should mean more to you than what anyone else thinks. So, Can't handle people like that with that mentality. She's supposed to be your first and foremost in your life. And people who don't search for their loved ones are the ones that, raise red flags for me. Diane Marie says, that's all out in the desert, less than 2 hours from Chula Vista. He could have made that drive. I Hate Morning says, especially with how close the family was, they definitely knew when she was not around. Right. Cheated No More says, Ping, I love the Elton John song. I've seen that movie too. This situation is we've all seen this movie, Larry. Exactly. Emily Narb says 100%. Exactly. I agree. Yeah, he definitely has motive. I mean, the motive is that he didn't want his life to come crashing down with the divorce of his wife. Being in an Asian family, divorce is frowned upon quite heavily because they like to keep the family unit together. And he may have been dishonored within his family for not keeping his wife happy and, looking after her interests so that she would stay around. And he would look like a jerk and that type of stuff, Looks worse now that he, may have been killed his wife or got rid of her or whatever. That does make it look a lot worse within his family. So all consequences have actions. I mean, all actions have consequences. The other way around, Ping. Yeah, so we'll see. Thanks for bringing that up, Gambler. All right, we're going to wrap up for the night. I appreciate it. It was a great show. We got to do a bit longer of a show tonight. That was much better. It was nice to do a longer show tonight rather than having to jump out of here with it, at the last minute. So I have had a lot of fun with you all tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. And we will be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Keep an eye on the community tab and I will let you know. But hopefully we can go around the same time. We'll see. We'll see how long Trish takes tomorrow night. Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for saying it is a great show. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. We had like 45 new subscribers this week. We're so close to that 500 mark and I can't wait to get there and hang out with everyone. So we're going to have a big, big family here in no time. We're going to have so many friends and people to hang out with and talk to. We just have to find a good time where everyone can join in. So if you're on the replay crew, remember you can still be a part of the show. Leave a comment or, something like that. Contribute or whatever. Do whatever you want to do, but you can still be a part of the show. And yeah, we will still have a lot of fun even if you're on the replay crew. So if you're watching in the morning, good morning. And how's that coffee? I hope it's good. That's it from me tonight. Hey, Kaza, good to see you. Glad you could make a live show. Marilyn Lander says after DST. Yes, after DST we'll be able to do more earlier shows, more like 9 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be good. All right. Love you all. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for all the thumbs up and the subscribes and all that type of stuff. I didn't hear any pinging in my ear tonight, so I'm not going to check it. So that's okay. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Hey, Shell, good to see you. Hope Palm Spring is not too hot right now for you. But other than that, good night, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.